Based on.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. Call this evening's meeting to order. First, we have the consent agenda. Anyone have anything on the consent agenda? If not, is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented, Ms. Mayor.
I second that motion.
McMahon.
Aye.
Hugo.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Shield. Aye. Thank you. All right, comments from the public, since there's no one here, we'll move on. New business. 2026 90 County Fair lease agreement, and this is something we do every year.
Every year, yep, so the fair will be through July 18th through the 26th. I did send this to John Menifee for his review. I haven't heard back from him yet, but I imagine that'll be soon. There are no changes.
Anybody have any questions on this one? If not, is there a motion?
I move to approve the lease agreement with the Miami County Fair Association and authorize the necessary signatures.
Second.
McMahon.
Aye.
Hugo.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Intent to exceed the revenue neutral rate and set public hearing.
Yes, so for the 2027 budget, the revenue neutral rate is 42.770. The anticipated current mill levy would be 45.146. This doesn't have to be the end of the budget. This is just as far up as you can go. You can go down after you send these to the clerk. July 20th would be that deadline, so that's why we're asking for approval to send the intent over to the county. And if you want to go revenue neutral, we would need to cut $213,000 from the proposed budget.
And then 45.146 is the maximum.
Yep.
Okay. I know we talked about this last week quite a bit. Anybody have any other comments or questions about it?
Yeah, I just got a couple of questions here, Ms. Mayor, if you don't mind. So right now, we're sitting at 42.667 mils, correct?
Yes, that was for the 26th budget.
Okay. If what we're gonna look at putting in here, it looks like to me for 2027, you got your numbers down there. 3.1, 210, 451, and employees benefits 262. And maybe I don't see it here, but if the council approves all that were maximum allowed, what would our mill levy be? I suppose I need to add those all up down there.
That's
Five.
45,146.
Yes, it's on the very
First
bottom of
page.
this first page.
Under
Oh, I
summary.
see it. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you.
It's on that intent page too.
Yeah, the proposed rate.
Okay, just clarification before I vote on it. And this is the most we can go.
Yes,
Which
once you guys
was-
approve it, it's the most you can go.
We can
Yes.
go.
Yeah, you can cut it, but you can't increase it.
But if we put down lower,
You're good to go.
then that would be our cap. So this is if everything that we look at, we want to do, but if not, we just come back down then.
Yes.
All right,
Yes. Everything we've talked about is in there, yes.
everything that we discussed on the last time.
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions or comments? If not, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to hold a hearing. Let me take a look here. Make a motion to hold a R&R revenue neutral hearing on September 8th, 2026. Is that the correct motion, Madam Clerk?
That'll work.
Oh, you
You
want
want-
some more
we also-
detail?
Because you have to notify the
Yeah,
county
by the
clerk.
county clerk.
Include that you're gonna notify the county clerk of the intent to exceed.
All right. Try this again. Motion to notify the county clerk of the intent to exceed the revenue neutral rate and set the revenue neutral rate public hearing and budget public hearing for September 8th, 2026 at 6 p.m. at the Paola Justice Center, 805 North Pearl Street, Paola, Kansas. Madam Clerk, thank you.
I'll second that.
McMahon,
Aye.
Hugo,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Shields,
Aye.
Right, thank you. Dangerous structure at 90 Chippewa, this is a resolution.
So this is the same thing we went through last time on 90 Chippewa Street. It was late last year. The reason for the change, there was some new information found on lien holder. So we want to make sure everybody gets notified and has a chance to come and speak at a public hearing for the dangerous structure. So everything is the exact same. Nothing has changed with the property. I've been by there since then. There's been no work to it. I've spoken with the lien holder about the property, and he's expressed a little bit of interest in maybe doing some work himself, but there's a whole lot of hoops to jump through at that point. So kind of just going back through the process, and then if he comes up with something in between now and then, he'll be at the public hearing. So staff would request that council approve the resolution to set the public hearing for September 8th, 2026 at 6 p.m. That would give it's 2 months out, so that would give a 1 month notification, which the state statute requires.
I'm glad you found the information before it was too late. Anybody have any questions on this one? We've talked about it quite a few times. If not, is there a motion?
I move to approve resolution number 2026-008, setting the public hearing to be held on September 8th, 2026 at 6 p.m. at Paola Justice Center at 5 North Pearl Street, Paola, Kansas 607.
I'll second that.
McMahon,
Aye.
Hugo,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Shields,
Aye.
Oh, motion passed, thank you. Engine number 3 surplus property, and this is also a resolution.
Yes. So in December 13th of 2022, the city council actually approved to purchase a new engine. We decided to do it that early, although it wasn't due to hit his 15-year mark until 2024 due to extreme lead times. And since we're just now getting it, I'm glad we did it in 22.
Yeah.
So the goal always was to, once we received the new engine, was to sell the old one. So that is what we are asking to do, for you to claim as surplus property so we can, staff can turn around and sell it. We have a couple of smaller municipalities looking to buy it, or we can sell it on consignment. So we have a couple options. Originally, we were probably gonna get, they said around $400,000 to $500,000. Looking more about the $200,000 range now, due to the fact that it's his 25-year mark, but we'll still get something out of it, and it'll go back into the CIP.
Mhm.
So.
Okay. And do you have any questions on this one?
Do we know what municipality they're looking at it, or just kind of out there?
They posted out there, but they have conversation with Cherryvale,
Okay.
so that's the one that they have
Sure.
no conversation with right now.
Very good. If there aren't any other questions, is there a motion?
I move to approve resolution 2026-009, claiming fire engine 3 as a surplus property.
I second that motion.
McMahon,
Aye.
Hugo,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
Thank you.
Nice gesture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a test, good job.
Yeah, amazing, good job. You saved it.
All right, next, the letter of agreement for engineering services for the KDOT cost share.
Yes, Your Honor. So, in July, or in June of this year, Paola was notified by KDOT that our project has been selected to be included in the Kansas Department of Transportation Spring Cost Share Program. And that is, about 10,000 linear feet of curb and gutter replacement, mill and overlay of Baptiste Drive all the way from Silver to 311, and also new striping. In that, there'll be a few full depth patches, but not the whole thing, just a few here and there that are too far gone. For that award, it's $1 million, and we have a 33% local match. Unfortunately, we are required to have an engineer on this, which we would want one anyway. But the engineered funds have to come out of city and are not part of the grant. So we have engaged with Wilson and Company for the scope of services listed right here, 1 through 5. project management, site investigation and data collections, limited field survey, plan preparation and bidding documents, and post-design services. This is for $95,000. I know that's alarming, but it's $1 million project, so we were like, oh my goodness, but it makes sense when you put it in perspective.
And that 95,000 that we spend counts toward the 33%?
No,
No, is that in addition to?
yes,
Still a good deal.
very still good deal. We still, we have the funds available in the CIP, and we also have stormwater management funds as well. So we have money to cover it, and we knew this going in, so we already planned to cover it in those funds, so we are okay. Attached is the full, letter of intent, if you would like to review it, but that is the gist.
Would we be able to incorporate some of the Safe Streets study that was done for that section into the engineering study, or could we have Wilson and Company explore that a little bit, or?
So that's gonna have to come to you guys once we do their survey.
Okay.
So you're jumping the gun a little bit, but they'll come to you after.
Just want to be sure.
Yes.
Good question.
Any other questions on it?
I have reviewed this contract, council, and this, because I used to do this in a formal life and sort of like that, and our city manager is 100% correct. Typically, what you look for on these is KDOT's gonna have their hoops, gotta jump through federal funds and all that other good stuff. 10%, if we can get below 10%, I think this is probably looks like more of a $1.3 million project than it does $1 million to me, but looking on that end of it, you are at that. They will require you to have inspection. I was glad to see that there's some inspection in this, because once the feds are in there, they're gonna require that. That you bring a third party that's got all the credentials and stuff. The numbers looked right and everything looked correct. What Councilman Hugo said about, we're doing some safe streets. That definitely was a part of us getting this grant and worked on that, so. I'll make the motion, Ms. Mayor, if unless other council members have questions on this, but it's a good contract, it really is. And I don't know anybody Wilson anymore, so.
Anybody else? Not, is there a motion?
I move to approve the letter of agreement for engineering services with Wilson and Company for the KDOT cost share project in the amount of $95,000 and authorizing the necessary signatures.
I'll second that motion, Ms. Mayor.
Man,
Aye.
Hugo,
Right.
Brown,
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
And then the audit letter of engagement, and I know it's gonna want, what, $5?
$5. Yes, I
That's
don't
so
know.
funny. He's an accountant.
It's
That's
one of $5. So,
That's probably why it's $5.
yeah, I thought that was odd. I didn't know if that was like an accidental push of button, but.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is what he's presented for our, would be the 2026 audit, if you would like to have him do it again.
He does a good job.
Yes.
Anybody have any questions on that one?
I reviewed the audit,
Mhm.
it's a good clean audit.
There's no other questions, is there a motion?
I move to approve the letter of engagement with Agler and Gaddard to audit the city of Paola for calendar year 2026 in the amount of $16,995.
Second that.
McMahon,
Aye.
Hugo,
All right.
Brown,
Aye.
Shields.
Aye.
Right. Staff reports, anything?
No.
No,
Stuff.
all right. Mitch?
We've surpassed 1,100 permits for the year,
Goodness.
going up rapidly, about 400 a month.
Wow.
So, where are we at? On a normal year, we have a little over 400 for the whole year, so
Okay,
staying busy.
yeah.
This week's been a little bit slower, but I don't think we're really slowing down anytime soon. We've got a public hearing for planning commission next week for the rezoning of the waterworks property, the end of Waterworks Road. Rezoning from industrial to thoroughfare access to allow the use of a single family residence there. And then Rose House Studios at 505 South Hospital Drive. It's a new business, a hair salon. will be should be getting their life safety inspection on Thursday, so as long as everything goes good, we'll have the business open.
Cool. That's a good fit for that building.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't wait.
Hey, The Rock is doing head and shoulder commercials.
They also
Yeah, it's pretty
beer for.
Anything else, Mitch?
That's it.
Andy?
I have nothing to add.
Stephanie, nothing? All right. JR?
So just a few things, lots of times when it gets to cities, you know, everybody kind of looks for all these big projects and stuff, I understand that. But, you know, lots of times it just boils down to your bread and butter, you know, does the water turn on? Do the sewers work, are the police there on time? Do we issue permits? And I could go on and on and on, but as I drive around the town and I chat with people and everything like that, I hear good things. I hear about our water line being removed, and I've talked about that several things, but that will pay dividends to this residents for decades into the future. I was hard to hear just through the grapevine that we're doing very, very well on getting our meters changed out. And that was that the council decided to put together a bond issue and get that. And I think we got a pretty good price on it. I am excited about seeing your drone work. So I see. I'm ready for that. Just don't let me handle it at this point. I can't even paint, but
We have it, we're waiting on training and some legal aspects of it. But it's in the building.
it is in the building. But you know, it's that stuff that kind of goes down that you don't ever hear about. But it is very, very important. I'm gonna brag on our public works director a little bit. Those grants that he got were hard to get. And I could never get one. It was too competitive where I was at for that thing to roll through there. So make sure Brett's congratulated for that grant. And for the money well spent. I will say one thing, I'm a budget nerd at some point, but I reviewed the budget and probably one of the most detailed budgets, and I ran it by some of my friends that actually do this type of work, and they have commented the most detailed city budget they've ever seen in their whole life that's submitted to the council. And these are people that do this for a living. And they were extremely pleased with it. So with that, I'll turn it over to my esteemed colleague.
It's so hard to fall into. No, just foundation for the public works team with the work on the square crosswalks and striping have been redone to coincide with the new crossing signals, so it's good to see. We're making it a little more welcoming with the tiny infrastructure enhancements that nobody really notices, but helps improve it overall, so it's good to see.
Sorry, said, oh, they noticed.
Yeah.
There was not.
One was upside down.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they noticed. And there
You got an email from me at 9 o'clock Saturday night.
Oh,
You know, sometimes you need a good chuckle.
it was
Like,
good.
it was probably lunch day.
He was like, yeah.
Yeah.
They will see
Good
it.
to see those, bringing it a little more up to speed with modern improvements, and always good to see.
I just felt like we were gonna end up on late night television, but
Mhm.
maybe then.
Keep
people would
walking
come.
on.
Josh.
Yeah, I wish Brett were here today, because that was a big get, and I think whenever I have conversations with folks that are in public, they really should spend a little bit of time watching some of this stuff, because the leadership that it took and foresight that from the administrative standpoint for y'all to go out and get the safety traffic study done, and then for Brett to put the work in, and like it was all just every department did a great job putting that together and making it a really successful project. And it is a pleasure to be on the council when the city is run so well, and I appreciate that. And I wish that the general citizens would give a little bit more gratitude too, but I think that you guys are doing a great job, so thank you.
Leanne? Nothing? Nothing? So we already talked about Fairleigh, so everybody knows, remember that the parade is next week. I think the actual temperature on Monday is 100, so that's typical. But it's good. Good budget season start and glad to work with you all, and city staff does a great job, so feeling good about where we're at. So, anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
McMahon,
Aye.
Hugo,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Shields.
Aye. All right, meeting adjourned. So the parade is Wednesday.
I've got to get that, all right.